How's it going, guys? Mango12 here, and we are reviewing Spider-Man 2099 issue 2. And at the end of the previous issue, we saw Miguel talking with Tempest at a restaurant, and she was literally about to say that she was pregnant. And then within a split second, everything went crazy, explosions were going off, and that is where the issue ended. So this issue is going to be picking up from that, and what exactly happened to Miguel and Tempest. We might as well jump into it now, so without further ado, let's go! Alright, so the issue begins with Miguel waking up from a coma that he was in for 3 days, with Peter standing at his bedside, and immediately Miguel's reactions kick in, because obviously when he wakes up he still thinks that he's in danger, and he just grabs Peter by the throat. Now I'm kind of wondering, would Peter's spider sense have gone off then because, well, a danger was coming towards him? I don't know. Now, something that I really love about this comic is that it kind of puts Peter Parker in a position of as if he's Miguel's best friend or something. You know, he works for Parker Industries, yet the boss of Parker Industries, Peter Parker, is sat at his bedside. And I thought that was really awesome. Now, moving on to something that I was a little bit confused about is Tempest's mother literally just walks in the room and slaps Miguel across the face and reveals that Tempest actually died in that attack. But it seems like a really random encounter. Like, how come all of a sudden Tempest's mother just walks in? And I mean, Miguel has been in a coma for 3 days. So the first thing she thinks to do is walk in and slap him across the face. It kind of felt like a little bit of a forced character, you know, just to shove Tempest's mother in there. And the only purpose that she had was to reveal that Tempest had died. So unless we see Tempest's mother again in the future of the Spider-Man 2099 comics, then I really didn't see the point of her being in it. However, it did reveal that Tempest didn't have a good relationship with her mother, so I suppose that's something to go off, but I felt like it really wasn't needed. Now, as you can see, Miguel is absolutely hell-bent on revenge, trying to figure out who did this, and he's going to find them and kill them, which is definitely so out of character for Miguel. But this is what happens when Spider-Man's loved ones get put in danger. I mean, look at what Peter Parker did when Aunt May got shot in the Back in Black saga. He literally went so badass and so crazy that he pretty much almost killed the Kingpin. And if you guys want to check that review out, or those reviews of Back in Black Saga, then you can click the top right of the screen now to check that out. It's considered one of the most badass Spider-Man storylines ever, so I definitely recommend it. Anyway, so one of the really awesome things that I didn't expect was for the comic to bring this kind of crime scene investigation type of thing into it. And we discovered Miguel was actually wearing his, you know, holographic watch Lila on his wrist when he was actually attacked, or when the restaurant was attacked. And we learned that the driver of the vehicle that drove into the restaurant was a robot. Now, something else you guys should know from the previous issue is that Roberta also works for Parker Industries as the receptionist. And if you know, Roberta is actually the 2099 version of Captain America, and we don't actually know what happens to her because I still need to review Secret Wars 2099 issue 5. It's edited, I just kind of need to finish it and upload it. Sorry about that, guys, but once that's uploaded, we'll know what happened to Captain America, you know, 2099, and we'll know why she's here in Miguel's building. Right here on screen is something that I absolutely loved about the comic and the interaction between these two characters, because Miguel is trying to figure out who created this robot, and then his assistant just walks in and goes, "Oh, you're thinking of hiring Dr. Kronos?" And Miguel is like, "Wait, you know this person?" And I thought that was just brilliant the way that was executed. One thing that I didn't really expect was to get a little bit more backstory on Doctor Doom again. Like, it seems that Doctor Doom is a part of everything these days. He was a part of Secret Wars, now he's a part of the Invincible Iron Man, and now he's a part of Spider-Man 2099 as well. I mean, Marvel is really loving Doctor Doom right now. So basically what's going down is that Miguel has to find Dr. Kronos, hopefully him still being alive, and this means suiting back up as Spider-Man again, which also means putting on the new Spider-Man 2099 costume that Peter Parker created. And what I really like about this part here on screen is that Lola is kind of given a human side of herself. Like, she's concerned for Miguel, but she's kind of putting the point across as, would Tempest want him to go back to being Spider-Man? And something that I knew was a big no-no was that she actually took the form of Tempest. And that really took Miguel by shock, and you can tell that he was just not having any of it, and actually threatened to, like, erase Lola from his watch entirely. Now, as we're moving on throughout this comic and this page, we're getting the specs of the new Spider-Man costume, and one thing that I was really concerned about is that Miguel now has jet boots. Now, the reason that's a concern for me is that it kind of feels like, well, would he ever need to web swing again? I mean, he is Spider-Man, but I'm not sure whether the jet boots are just to give him, like, you know, a super jump off the ground to give him some height. I don't think they're actually going to be replacing his web slinging abilities, but still, I'm kind of concerned about that, so we'll have to see how that plays out in the future Spider-Man 2099 comics. But so far, I really am liking the suit, and it kind of reminds me of Batman Beyond, you know, Batman of the future, and just how he has jet boots as well. But what do you guys think about Miguel's new suit? Let me know in the comments below, whilst I continue reviewing this issue. So Spider-Man manages to find an address to this abandoned warehouse, and this is apparently where Dr. Kronos is. And Spider-Man actually gets there, and the moment he walks in, Dr. Kronos looks straight at him, and obviously he's not supposed to be able to do that. And suddenly Spider-Man is brought to the ground by some projectiles or rockets or something, and when he gets back up, Dr. Kronos has turned into a giant robot, but also very reminiscent of Doctor Doom because he's got the robotic legs and the green cape and all of that. Very silver and green and very Doctor Doom reminiscent. So yeah, what did you guys think of that issue? Let me know in the comments below. Overall, I thought it was really interesting. We got Spider-Man's new costume. We got Tempest dying. She was a pretty major character to Miguel in the Spider-Man comics, so that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out with his emotions in the future and just how it's going to affect him being Spider-Man. I mean, he is pretty hell-bent on revenge right now, so will Miguel actually turn to killing? Well, I doubt it, but I have a feeling that he's going to struggle with trying to contain himself, especially when fighting this Dr. Kronos guy. So I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10 because of everything I've just stated, and of course the art style is as good as ever. I'm not a huge fan of the new suit, but I do think it looks pretty good, and of course you already know my opinions on the rocket boots, but we'll just have to wait and see about those. So guys, that is the end of this video, but if you want to go to the links in the description to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, you can get all the latest previews for comics that haven't even been released yet. I've actually just previewed the new Spidey series, which is where Peter is going back to high school, and it's going to be exploring him being Spider-Man whilst in high school. So you can check that preview out on my Facebook page, and you can follow me on Twitter as well for updates on my videos, whether they're going to be uploaded, etc. And if you want to know what I'm doing in my free time when I'm not editing these videos, then just follow me on Instagram and you can see those. So if you want more, guys, then hit the subscribe button, hit the like button to show your appreciation for this video, and I will see you all later.